Welcome back to Taipei. Today's the 24th, I believe, and it's about 12. And the weather's quite nice. It's kind of windy, kind of cloudy, and not as hot, so it's pretty awesome for me. Maybe it's slightly colder for people who are used to the hot weather, but I am having a good time. This is the Taipei Botanical Garden, and I used to come here all the time when I was a kid because it's actually right next to my school, literally like a 2-minute walk. My school is actually right next to the Botanical Garden, so I spent a lot of time here. A lot of time. The area hasn't changed much at all, and I'm gonna walk straight across, not gonna see anything special, but I'm just gonna walk across and talk and get to my elementary school, and I'm gonna visit to see if my teacher is still there. I'm like an old person, I always reminisce. Anyways, the Botanic Garden has a long history. It has a lot of people. It's actually good because I think it's a great addition to the city because Taipei has such a high amount of buildings and concrete and whatnot, and not so much place for anybody to relax and rest and enjoy the vegetation, the green, and the better part of life. There are lots of plants. It's also a museum in the front. You can see there's the red building. You can't see it now, but you'll see it later. There is a museum. They have exhibition of all sorts of nature stuff, historical stuff, and they also have a science building. I remember when I was a kid, I used to go in there. The fare is actually quite cheap, and you go in there, you spend a whole day there and learn about science, biology, and stuff like that. You know, look through the pond water with microscope and find out all sorts of crazy stuff is in your water, and you're scarred for life, and you won't drink anything for a little while. And okay, here's the pond. I used to come here all the time. There are lots of fish, duck, turtle, frog, crayfish, all sorts of crazy animals and living inside this pond. You can't really see it. And this is the museum building. Over there, the building with the circular dome is the science building. And this is also the science building, I believe. This is the museum building. It's actually still, nothing has changed so far. So this is one of the ponds. There are many ponds in here, and I think I'm gonna cut across. You can actually go across. We used to run. This is the forestry ministry or forestry building. I don't know what it's called. Ministry of Trees. Anyways, you can't actually cut across through the fence, but we used to do it when we were kids. But not kids anymore. Can't do this. So we're gonna go across over here, and we're gonna see if we can get to lots of children. Children are great when they're not yours. They can play with them, and when they start screaming and kicking and pooping everywhere, you give them back to their parents. I'm not really fond of kids. They're irrational and illogical. I'm more into the whole logical reasoning kind of thing. Hey, tiny gate opens. Let me cut across. How can I cut across? Secret passage. 哦，这里可以接过一下，谢谢。Secret passage. That just saved me about 5 minutes of walking. And here's the museum building. Let's see what's on exhibition today. Foguangshan. Some Buddhist monk having his work on a display. Or is it Xingyun Fashi? Yeah. Xingyun Fashi is actually a fairly prominent Buddhist leader. He and a couple other religious figures revolutionized how religion works in Taiwan, and he's actually quite vocal in the political scene and quite vocal in the quite how do I say this? Quite prominent, quite important in the whole turning into democracy, because Taiwan used to be a dictator state, and religious sects, Buddhists and Taoists, and they all tried to stay out of politics, but he actually helped Taiwan, or he actually had a voice in turning Taiwan into a into a democratic state. So quite an important figure back in the day and today as well. I actually wrote a paper on the whole religion turning Taiwan, turning Taiwan into a democratic state. I actually wrote a paper on that. I don't know how well that turned out. I haven't checked the mark yet. I think I don't want to check. But anyways, here is my elementary school. Mandarin Experimental Elementary School. It's actually a fairly high class school. It's hard to get in when we were back in the day. Well, even until today, I think it's hard to get in. I think they got a swimming pool after I left, and I never actually got to use the swimming pool for me. But I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna turn the camera off for now. Not gonna start filming the guards as I argue with the guards and let me in. I'll see if I can turn my camera back on later. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. This is the forestry test. Something about, I don't know, I have to actually see the title.